What we know is that last night, here at the National Museum in Washington, D.C., an artifact known as one of the infamous crystal skulls was stolen. This is apparently not the first crystal skull to be taken. And according to the museum's director, there have been at least 6 skulls over the past 2 years from museums and collections from across the globe that have disappeared under nefarious circumstances. For CMB News, this is Josh Rodell.
Señor. A su salud.
I assume it's authentic.
Without a doubt.
You see, my employer would be very disappointed if it turned out to be a forgery. How did you obtain the artifact?
Given the nature of my business, you can understand why I cannot reveal such details. There are strict regulations about the transport and sale of such antiquities.
Again, my employer would be
Your employer either wants what I have to offer or he does not. In which case, I have other buyers to meet.
You didn't travel 200 miles up into the Andes if you had other buyers.
Then we are ready to do business, yes?
When you contacted our representative, your message included a certain purchase price.
And I believe the amount was more than fair.
As does my employer. Do you have the item with you?
I'm not a fool, Mr. Mitchell. But it is close by. Do you have the money? Follow.
You gonna count it?
That will not be necessary.
Then, my friend, we're finished here.
What you have feared has come true.
And what have I feared?
You He's gathering the skulls. He understands that together they have power.
Who?
The rich man. The infidel Haydon.
He's an old man, a foolish man who is driven by dreams of power derived from the skulls.
He's a dangerous man, do you understand?
Yes, I understand, but the real danger is that without the 13th skull, there would be no way to control them. The other 12 could become unstable and cause massive destruction. This is why the Brotherhood has given you a task.
There will be a bloodshed.
Are you asking me for my approval or my opinion?
I don't need your approval.
Then my opinion is that there is no need for violence. He just needs to be stopped.
You're a fool to believe a rich man can be stopped without a bloodshed.
I understand you have a mission, and I wish you good luck. But don't let your anger poison you to say.
Check all your equipment. Sure we have enough rope?
You sure there's something down there?
I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think there was something down there. You know how I feel about heights, Terry.
Don't worry, man. Have I ever let you down? 3, 4 times tops. Climbing's my business. Just gonna have to suck it up. Look at that, bro. Go easy. Yeah, over the lip. Woo! Go steady, bro. Look at that. Uh-huh. Yeah.
He was here.
Yeah? How can you be so sure?
This is the last place in his notebook that he visited. After living with his obsession with the 13th skull for all these years, we're finally gonna find it. After you.
You're the archaeologist.
Well, you're the adventurer.
Well, the wife would argue with that. She says I'm a glorified tour guide.
So, guide.
Okay, brother. There's no GPS down here, so I'm working off old maps. It's down this cave another couple 100 meters. You sure Dad was here?
He describes this tunnel.
For all we know, what's left of him is lying around down here somewhere.
Yeah. Well, then we owe it to him to find whatever he was after.
You ready for that?
I'm ready for that. You ready for that?
I guess so.
We'll be all right.
You say so, brother.
After you.
Is everything ready?
Yes, we've been awaiting your arrival. Any problems?
Me? No. Bloke I got this from might have a different opinion.
Where's that?
I don't think you want to know that, Miss Malloy.
The lab's been built 8 levels underground.
You expecting trouble?
Let's hope not.
Watch yourself. This way. Watch your feet. found something.
We did, didn't we? After you.
Age before beauty.
Is that him?
You don't think he'd miss this moment, do you?
Mr. Haddon?
Mr. Mitchell, bravo.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know how much time I may have left, so let's not waste any more of it.
Is that normal?
Well, as far as we're aware, this is the first time the skulls have been reunited in the history of mankind. What's happening?
Ultrasonic vibration at 16 hertz.
I feel a little sick.
I don't know how they're doing it, but these things are generating their own magnetic field.
But that's not possible.
Tell them that.
What's it say?
Thursday night is ladies' night. All women would be admitted, no cover. All drinks 2 shekels.
What?
I had no idea. But they're in Dad's book. 12 distinct symbol groups.
Well, now, how can you know that, smart guy, if you don't even know what they say?
Well, I don't need to be able to translate them in order to know that that is Akkadian, this is Egyptian, those over here I don't really recognize. This looks pre-Columbian. Most likely Mayan.
South America? What the hell's it doing here?
Exactly. Pre-Babylonian, Sumerian, we got Egyptian, possibly Mayan. My guess is it's 12 different groups representing a different early civilization.
Well, so what's it 13 for? I mean, you got 12 sets of symbols, 12 ancient civilizations, 12 skulls. If there really is a 13th skull, what's that about?
That, my friend, is a good question. I really have no idea at this point, but I sure am going to find out.
I think I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, it's the frequency. Certain modulations cause nausea. At 7 hertz, it can cause the body to come apart at the nuclear level.
EM is off the scale. We're gonna lose it.
Clear the room. Clear the room.
Get them out of there.
We're trying to activate shutdown.
Just do what I tell you.
Everything clear the lab.
Nothing. I didn't do anything. I told you not to touch anything.
Colonel, the pulse is dissipating.
Do we have any reports of a nuclear detonation?
Negative, sir.
Nothing?
No, sir. Nothing. Satellite or seismic.
Then what the hell was it?
We've picked up an electromagnetic burst, and it appears it's originated in Vienna.
Vienna? Vienna, Austria, as in Mozart and chocolates.
That's correct, sir.
All right. Commander of the Watch, take us back to Yellow. Electromagnetic pulses don't just come out of nowhere.
Roger that, sir.
Major. Tell the Joint Chiefs they'll know what it was when I know what it was.
All levels are back to normal, except...
The skulls are still generating a field.
Exactly. They're holding steady for the moment, but...
You saw what happened?
Yes. Of course.
Well, we knew that the skulls possess unique magnetic qualities. If your theory was correct, the 13th should have...
Should have been able to control the others. The theory isn't the problem. The problem is that that wasn't the 13th skull.
You're not blaming this cock-up on me, are you?
And who exactly should be blamed for this unmitigated disaster, Mr. Mitchell?
Mr. Haddon.
You vouched for the authenticity, and you delivered a forgery.
Mr. Haddon, I'm really sorry, but in my line of work, people have a tendency to lie.
Is that so, Mr. Mitchell?
I was going on the information supplied by your contacts, sir.
Yes, and you were supposed to vet this information, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
You could have gone and interrogated the chap who gave it to you, but that would have been too difficult, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Thank you, Mr. Haddon.
Don't ever make another one.
Yes, sir.
Go and get the real skull. Go with him. There isn't a lot of time. I want the families of those two men who died taken care of.
Yes, sir.
A strange electrical disturbance rocked Vienna, Austria last night with power outages.
There was a large blast in the center of the city.
Coming in now that French NATO troops have been put on high alert following
BMP. Has any word from city or government officials on
what... The French government have refused to comment on this.
City or government officials on what's caused this
detonation of an atomic
Palace for what seems to be a high-profile meeting with the
I'm Melanie Cox, live from Vienna. Stay with us.
Careful what you touch, things could be booby-trapped.
Sorry, bro.
Dad's ring. You were right. No, no, not touch! What did I just tell you?
I didn't touch anything.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's get out of here. Go.
Come on, John.
My brother always stood by me, even though he didn't always believe in what I was doing. I guess that's what I will miss most about him. I want to thank everybody for coming today and paying your respects. It would mean a lot to my brother. Thank you.
Mommy, I miss my daddy.
I know you miss your daddy, sweetie. I miss your daddy, too. And if there's anything, ever, that you need, you ask your Uncle John, okay?
Okay, Uncle John.
I guess it runs in the family.
What's that?
No body, no casket. Laura, I'm so sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
He was my little brother. I should have protected him. He didn't have to go in.
He looked up to you. He would have followed you anywhere.
Professor Winston?
Not now, please.
Hello, Professor Winston.
Ladies. Mind telling me what this is?
What's it look like?
It looks like my classes have been canceled.
That is what it says, yes.
Would you care to elucidate? I don't understand why.
I thought, after your brother's death, you might want some time.
No, I don't need time. I just need to get back to my teaching.
It isn't quite that easy, John.
You're the head of the department, Jerry. Why don't you just make it that easy?
I'm the head of a department who must answer to the president of the college, who in turn has to answer to the board of trustees.
And what do the trustees have to do with this?
You're the one who told these kids about some godforsaken crystal skull story.
Gerald, are you kidding me now?
It's just a theory. You and I both know that.
That's right. A theory. Isn't that what we're trying to do here? To help kids think for themselves?
One of the school's largest donors objected. My hands are tied.
So now donors dictate curricula.
They were going to pull the funding, John. All the funding. We're talking 50 faculty jobs.
Okay, all right. Tell me who it is. I will talk to them. Maybe I can convince them.
Well, there's no convincing them. Their minds are made up. You're a world-class archaeologist, John, and a fine academic. You had to know that something like this would catch up with you sooner or later. John, I am truly sorry about this.
Me too.
He's been in there a long time.
Give it a few more minutes.
A few more minutes and he'll have a bloody lap dance. All right, that's it. Leave it any longer, he's going to be absolutely smashed.
Well, look on the bright side. You can carry him out.
I'm not going to have him throw up over my brand new suit. Come on.
If you've got a pen, I'll sign it for you. If you're lucky, maybe someday it'll be worth something.
Actually, our employer is very interested in discussing it with you.
All right. What is his or her name? I will make it out.
William Haddon.
H-A-D-D-E-N. Well, William Haddon.
Mm-hmm.
The very wealthy technology fellow.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Now, what would he want with my book?
Not your book, mate. You.
Me?
Let's just say for the moment that he has a very deep personal interest in the subject matter.
Well, perhaps you should tell Mr. Haddon that he's slightly misguided. Crystal skulls is a theory, and apparently not a very good one at that. Oh, my.
Well, what if we told you it was a little more than just a theory?
I'd say that you guys needed another drink. And by you guys, I mean me. Please.
It's me. Yes, they are inside now. I understand my mission. They will not acquire the 13th skull. It sounds like you want me to make a statement. Fine. It will be handled that way.
take it you don't want me to sign the book.
Mr. Haddon would like you to accompany us to Vienna. They would like to talk to you in person about the skulls.
Vienna sounds lovely. But unfortunately, I've got some students and lectures to attend to.
Really? Because we heard you've been given a sabbatical from your teaching obligations.
Oh, you heard about that?
Well, Mr. Haddon was the one that relieved you of those obligations.
Now, why would he want to do that? He's got bigger fish to fry, no?
Well, he wants you to come to Vienna to discuss your and your father's life's work. He thought it'd be better if he had your undivided attention.
Get it out! Up the stairs! Move! Who was that guy, and why was he shooting at you?
He wasn't shooting at me, he was aiming for you.
He was what?
The 13th skull is still out there, and there are people who do anything to stop it from being found, including fanatics like that guy.
Well, if Haddon wanted my undivided attention, he certainly has it now. Go! Go!
Updates on the Vienna pulse.
There's still an electromagnetic signal being generated at the location, sir.
What's the source?
No way to tell yet, sir.
Signal strength.
Holding steady, no sign of dissipating.
So they're still capable of generating another pulse?
Yes, Colonel.
If the second one is stronger, they could black out half of Europe. Notify the local authorities on the ground in Vienna.
Yes, sir.
And I want a go team assembled in 15 minutes on the pad.
How much longer?
We're landing at Heathrow, and then we're going on a chopper for the final leg to Vienna.
Chopper? I kind of like the jet.
The EMP burst nearly dropped every plane from the sky around Vienna. So, for our own protection, we're switching to a form of travel that's a little less precarious.
A little less precarious? What does that mean?
Lower your weapons! Put them down! Down!
Men to the left. Let's move! The rest of your men. On me.
That's far enough, Colonel.
Order your men to lower their weapons.
You lower your weapons, sir. This is a private property, and therefore you have no authority to enter this facility.
Really? The United States Army colonel commanding NATO forces. I've got the authority to call in a damn airstrike on this building if I wanted to. You really want to go down that road? You're outgunned, son. Tell your men to put their weapons down, and no one gets hurt. So, who's in charge of this facility?
That would be me. Colonel Bailey, I assume.
I'm afraid, sir, that there's going to be a change of command.
This is a private research facility wholly owned by Haddon Enterprises, which is a private company wholly owned by me.
What it is, Mr. Haddon, is the site of an unauthorized electromagnetic pulse. I'm authorized by NATO to seize control of this wholly owned facility until I know what the hell is happening here.
I will be filing a formal complaint with the EU.
You do that, sir. But until I hear otherwise, Mr. Haddon, there's a new sheriff in town.
So this is the best a billionaire can come up with, huh? An old military-style helicopter.
They have far less electronics, which makes them safer to fly in when you have problems with EMP.
Well, that's very comforting. Sienna, I was wondering, what is Haddon's obsession with the crystal skulls?
You need to ask him about that.
When I get a chance, I will.
We have breaking news here. It has just been confirmed that the electrical disturbance that caused recent power outages across Western Europe did in fact centre from Haddon Industries research facilities.
Now, as you may remember, the owner of Haddon Industries is billionaire William S. Haddon, a man who recently shocked Wall Street when he decided to sell all of his US interests to pursue European
As you
projects.
may recall, the Haddon facility is the same facility associated with the EMP blast that blacked out most of Western Europe.
And we are awaiting an official statement and comments from Haddon representatives, given the nature of the incident and what exactly happened.
What's going on?
The magnetic field is growing.
More powerful than the last one?
Exponentially.
What the hell is this?
There's nothing you can do to control the reaction. It's breaking away.
Can someone please explain what I am looking at?
These are 12 crystal skulls, gathered from around the world, brought together for the first time.
What in God's name are you talking about?
I'm telling you that there's going to be another electromagnetic pulse, larger than the first one.
Generated by these crystal skulls?
Yes. And there isn't anything we can do to stop it.
Well, I'm going to stop it. Weapons free. Destroy the skulls.
Colonel, no. Colonel, please. You have no idea what you are doing!
Fire!
Fried us.
I thought that this old chopper was protected from that.
Navigation systems are protected, but the engine's fuel pumps were updated last year.
And you didn't think, when we needed a chopper with pre-sold electronics, that might be an issue?
We've got no power?
We're in a helicopter. We're going to fall like a stone from the sky.
No. We can auto-rotate.
Auto what?
The choppers are just like planes. The blade on the top acts like a giant wing, except we've got to start diving to make this work, and this is a really bad place to auto-rotate and land.
We'll need to reroute the power to the fuel pump.
Well, how the hell are we going to do that?
Well, we can figure something out back there. You know how to do this? We have to figure out where the fuel pump is.
How long have we got until we have to put this thing down?
At this rate of descent, maybe another 2 minutes, and we're going to have a hard landing on the side of the mountain.
I found a Jenny.
Where are the power cables?
I found him right here.
The fuel pumps are up there. Put it into this up here. Look, hold on.
These the fuel lines here?
Yeah.
We're not going to clear the mountain range.
My job is to get these 2 people back. We're not ditching.
Okay, hurry up back
Got
there.
it?
We got engine power back.
Yes, nice. That's awesome. Excellent work, Professor. Excellent.
I think he's waking up.
Nice job. You saved the poor bastard and we kept the chopper up. Not too bad if I say so myself. No. Oh, that's just brilliant. Bloody brilliant. No gas. You loaded a generator with no fuel?
Sorry, sir. FAA.
Yeah, just shut up.
I have to put the hardware into a dive. I need you to stay in your seat.
I want to thank you for inviting me to this little adventure.
best way to arrive in Europe.
Yeah, you're welcome, Professor. Now we've got to find transport to Vienna.
What the hell just happened?
You attempted to destroy them. There is no way to remove them or destroy them. Do you now understand that, Colonel?
We're still online, Mr. Haddon.
Check redundant systems.
Sir, I'm receiving a signal from the helicopter transporting Doctors Mallory and Winston.
What kind of signal?
An emergency beacon. The chopper's down.
Are there any casualties? Any injuries?
Don't know, sir.
Damn it! They must have flown right through the pulse. Get a location on the crash site.
Yes, sir.
Who was on this chopper?
Sienna Mallory, my senior researcher, and John Winston.
Winston? Professor John Winston?
Yes, Colonel. He might just be the only one who can stop this. But presently, my only concern is for Miss Mallory's well-being.
I just lost 4 soldiers, Mr. Haddon. I'm not particularly concerned with your personal decadencies.
Sienna Mallory is my daughter, Colonel. So please, use whatever resources you have at your disposal and get them here as soon as possible.
Give my men those coordinates and I'll send a recovery team.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Haddon, I'm sorry. I'm a father as well.
Thank you, Colonel. Apology accepted.
Colonel, you have to see this.
I've just arrived here in Berlin, where members of the G8 are now gathering for what seems to be an emergency meeting regarding these strange weather phenomena, which seem to be increasing by the hour.
This weather phenomena has now reached a critical mass. As you can see, it's now become a massive vortex. I've just received breaking news that the military units have now been moved into the city to assist with evacuation.
Now, reports say that a lightning storm has tripled in size over the last 24 hours, and that a giant vortex is now engulfing the city.
But as the vortex spreads further across Europe, I think the question on everybody's lips is, where do we evacuate to?
What is this?
I'm right. It's the beginning of the end.
I take this the wrong way, but I hope to God you're wrong. Mr. Haddon, we have no choice. We have to contain the lab and destroy the skull.
That is impossible, Colonel.
We can't just sit here and do nothing.
Daddy.
Oh, I thought I'd lost you.
Professor John Winston, I'd like you to meet William Haddon, my father.
Mr. Haddon? Professor, I was a great admirer of your father's, as I am of you yourself. This is Colonel Bailey from NATO.
Professor? I appreciate the kind words. I don't meet many fans of my father's, except for fringe groups and lunatics.
Well, I hope I'm neither. Before I lost my ability to walk, it was where I did my best thinking. So if you don't mind, shall we walk together?
No, I don't mind at all, if you don't mind explaining to me what exactly it is that I'm doing here.
I'm a very wealthy man, Dr. Winston. Have been for most of my life. But I fear my hubris has gotten the better of me in the light of what is now happening. I'll put this as simply as I can. You're here, Dr. Winston, because I am dying.
have been fighting cancer for 10 years. In my pursuit of a cure, I became aware of the crystal skulls and began to acquire them.
All of them but the 13th?
Yes. The first were found in South America, followed by 3 others.
Yeah, forgive me for interrupting, sir. I understand the history, but all the skulls have proven to be a fraud. Carbon dating has tested them to be no older than 200 or 300 years.
Trust me, we have had our failures.
No one's perfect.
Let's just say the tests were somewhat suspect.
Suspect? What are you saying? The carbon dating was altered somehow? You got to 12 different skulls from all different parts of the world?
Haddon Industries owns 6 of the largest carbon dating facilities.
So the tests were fake?
Let's just say we have a higher standard of proof.
Ah, right. You duped the whole scientific community.
What we did was soften the purchase price and take them off the museum displays. Mr. Haddon may be a billionaire, but everyone has their price.
Right. So it's about money.
We're talking about putting together 12 of the most precious objects in the world. Something that would not happen if the truth became common knowledge.
Mr. Haddon, I don't know what the implications are of you altering these tests, but I imagine it involves prison.
I am dying, Colonel.
Yeah, well, you're not dead yet.
Okay, hold on. None of this really matters now. The skulls are real. So how old are they?
Most of them were dated over 500,000 years ago.
Others cannot be dated.
500,000 years? That predates man, which implies some other origin. Perhaps, what, extraterrestrial?
Mr. Haddon, I don't know if your carbon dating shenanigans have led to this disaster, but I do know that I have another problem, preventing the end of the world.
You and I have the same goal, Colonel. Colonel!
Enough! Now, if you and Professor Winston can come up with a solution, I'm all ears. But now I must confer with NATO and come up with our own method.
Brute force will not work. You saw what happened when your men attempted to attack the skulls. They have an impregnable field around them.
That was 4 men. I'm talking about some stronger medicine.
We know force won't work.
Then what will?
13th skull. But the dilemma is, I have no idea where to begin to look for it.
I want you to follow your father's footsteps and find it. Fulfill your destiny.
Mr. Haddon.
Every single one of my resources will be at your disposal. God knows I created this disaster. If I have to use every bit of my fortune to stop it, then so be it. There's one thing that neither one of us has much of.
And what would that be?
Time.
So, am I to assume this chopper is safer than the last one?
It's Cold War technology. It's built to withstand a nuclear explosion.
Perfect. So why didn't you tell me that Haddon was your father?
And spoil the surprise? You know, we have a lot in common, Professor.
Really? What's that?
We've both spent our lives trying to get out the shadow of our fathers.
Is that what Mallory is?
It was my mother's maiden name. She died when I was a little girl. You know, would it have made a difference if you'd known who I was?
In what? How seriously I took you? Or how attractive I thought you were when we first met?
Seriously? So, do you, always wait till you get a girl alone in a helicopter before you bust a line like that?
No, I usually wait to find out if the girl I'm hitting on is the daughter of a billionaire.
Sure. Well, then I guess it's a shame that my inheritance is being held in a living trust. So, where are we going?
Your father told me to follow in my father's footsteps. That is what I'm doing.
skulls down there?
No, this is the last place my father came before he disappeared.
And this is the only way down?
I'm afraid so. Ready? That's interesting.
What?
Since I was here with Terry, the far end of this cave has collapsed.
That's good.
Not if we need another way out.
Oh, we could have avoided this entire extreme sports routine.
Yeah, fat chance. Come on.
So how did you get your father's notebook? They never found his body.
Well, it was sent to me at a college where I was teaching before your father had me fired.
Okay, well, that doesn't explain who sent it to you.
You don't know? It was your father. He sent a note along with it. He said that one of his researchers had found it on an expedition, and that he thought perhaps one day I would find it useful.
So if this was the last place your father was, this is where they found the notebook?
I'd be inclined to agree with you.
But if my father's research team have already been here and they didn't find the 13th skull, why are we here?
Hold this, please. This is the last place that my father came. When my brother lost his life. And I'm betting that the answer's still here. We just have to know where to look for it.
Drug cheese are breathing down my neck. We're gonna have to make a decision. Excuse me, gentlemen. What is it? The skulls are generating a very focused magnetic field, which begins in the isolation chamber and extends out beyond the Kármán line. That's the line that separates the Earth's atmosphere from outer space.
I know what it is.
It seems that it now extends back to the Earth's core.
And what the hell does all that mean, Mr. Haddon?
It means that there's now a new field competing with the existing one.
All right. So now give me the bad news.
Volcanic and seismic activity. And a good possibility that the Earth's iron crust will crack like an egg. And if that happens, the planet will be literally torn apart.
And the good news?
Mr. Pritchard.
At the current rate, sir, roughly 30 hours.
Issue an evacuation order.
Yes, sir.
In 30 hours, I'm authorizing the use of a tactical nuclear weapon at this site. I'll vaporize those godforsaken things back to wherever it is they came from.
You saw what happened when your men attempted to destroy them.
That was 4 soldiers, Mr. Haddon.
I'm talking about power that hasn't been unleashed since Hiroshima.
You are going to be the man who ended the world.
Or maybe saved it.
You all right? This way. Good job. You okay?
Yeah. John. Look. John, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. This is for you, my brother.
We're ready for the extraction.
We gotta get out of this place.
Yeah, no kidding.
Come on. I'm glad that's behind us. We don't need these anymore.
Okay.
Here, let me help you. All right, this way. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
What happened to the helicopter?
Someone shot it down.
Who?
I don't know. Probably the same person who shot at me in the bar. Seems like they stepped it up a notch or two. Careful.
Ow! What are you doing? That really hurt.
Mitchell, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, now, come on. You really didn't think Mr. Adam was going to let you traipse halfway across Europe with his precious little girl with nobody to keep an eye on you, did you?
Well, what happened to the helicopter?
Someone took it down with a missile.
Someone who seems to be intent on killing me. You have any idea who?
Religious fanatics, fringe groups, white supremacists, the CIA.
All right. You know, all I know is that before I met you, I had no idea that anybody would want to kill me. I'm a likable enough kind of guy.
So you say. Now look, do you want to stand around here and talk about the assassins who are after you? Or do you want to get the hell out of here before they work out you weren't in the chopper that they just shot down? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I want an EMP-shielded chopper standing by to pull the rest of us out of here when the time comes.
Yes, sir.
They'll be here.
I hope you're right. For everyone's sake. Because I don't want to go down in history as the man who authorized the detonation of a nuclear device to save the world.
Then don't do it, Colonel.
It's out of my hands.
We should put these lights out and kill that heater. Could attract the wrong kind of company, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm cold and we need a light to figure this out.
Well, then we might as well send up a signal flare and tell whoever's after us right where we are.
Maybe you should put out that cheap cigar you're smoking. The smell will attract the wrong kind of people.
It's a Cohiba.
Oh, well, perfect. In that case, we'll only attract the best kind of terrorists and assassins. Besides, that's why we have you here, to protect us.
Yeah, well, I can't protect you from yourself.
It's not here.
It has to be.
Yeah, well, I can't see it and I'm tired.
Maybe you should grab a couple hours of sleep. Start fresh. The sun will be up soon. Although if we don't crack this, it won't matter. How are we going to get out of here without a chopper, Mitchell?
I'm not putting another bird up in the area around here until we've secured it. Now listen, Professor, you need to concentrate on saving the world.
I need to get some fresh air so I can think.
Go and give him a hand.
Do you see it?
See what?
There. There it is. I knew I would find it. Let me show you where it is.
Have you two figured it out?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I need to report to Mr. Haddon and the Colonel if you've cracked this or not.
Nah, this is not the map. This is the place. These are the map.
I'm not following you.
They're stars. This drawing shows us exactly where to find the 13th skull. I thought you'd be excited.
Well, the temple in that cave must be 3,000 years old.
I'd say more like 5.
Oh, even better. So all we have to do is figure out where that constellation appeared in the night sky 5,000 years ago. Well, that's easy.
Now I realize, in order for the two of us to figure it out, it would take months, maybe longer. But for one of your dad's supercomputers, it should be a piece of cake.
Right. Right. Enter the declination and extrapolate. Oh, wait, we've got something.
You two are a piece of work.
Right, well, you want to know where that constellation appeared in the night sky 5,000 years ago? Well, actually, 5,302 months and 11 days. Here's your answer.
What the hell is that?
It's the Visoko Valley. It's theorized to be a pyramid.
And that's where we're going.
It's interesting how it's remained unexplored for thousands of years.
Yeah, people thought it was a natural formation for a long time.
Oh, my father said the military put a clock on us. We have 6 hours.
Well, we better hope that Mitchell gets back before the world ends, and he's out trying to rent a car now.
Really?
That's an interesting choice. That's our man. That's our man. Oh, boy. Hey, you work for the wealthiest man in the world, and the best car you could rent was a Moskvich.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Trump, but they didn't take credit cards, and this is all I could get with the cash I had.
Well, so where are we going?
Is that it?
Well, what were you expecting, Mitchell? Giza?
Well, I don't know, maybe something bigger. I mean, that just looks like an odd-shaped hill.
Well, it is a pyramid.
Yeah, well, I know that, Professor Smarty Pants. All I'm saying is, it doesn't look like a place that would hold the key to save the world.
I see. And what do you suppose that would look like? Okay, all right. So what's the plan?
We're going to keep a low profile, stay away from the village until it gets dark, and then go in nice and quiet.
Well, that plan sounds as strong as the choice in cars.
Get in the car.
My goodness, could this be smaller?
Where is everyone?
How should I know? Town meeting, strip club?
Strip club? These are nice people.
Oh, you never know. Villagers all need a good strip club.
Literally, wouldn't you say?
Well, I guess we know where everyone is.
We've got to get out.
This will pass. Just give it time.
Look behind you, Professor. Oh, shoot. Get out. Just act normal. Don't look round. Don't react. And most of all, don't look like we're being followed.
But we are being followed, so how are we supposed to act?
Casual. How many are there?
There's 2 behind us and 2 in front of us. Just turn around and mingle.
Okay.
What are they doing?
I've seen you before.
Yes. And I have seen you as well. Now, I'm afraid that this will be our last meeting.
Is that some kind of euphemism because you're going to kill us?
Easy, easy, Sienna. Don't antagonize the man. He's got a sword.
Yeah, the professor has a point. No, go on. Enjoy your banter, because it will all end now. What is it that you're after?
You know what we're after. You've been following us.
Yes. It is our job to protect the 13.
Skulls.
They possess incredible power when they're brought together. Something your father did. Before you die, I wanted to ask you what it is you thought would happen once you found that which you seek.
We need to work together in order to stop it.
Stop what?
Don't you know?
The destruction caused by the 12 skulls being brought together. We need the 13th to stop it.
Well, if a
man was foolish enough to trifle with this power, then it is he who has brought upon himself this destruction. He cannot save them. Now prepare.
John.
Just don't worry. Look away. It'll only take a second.
Stop! Give me the sword. Hello, Junior.
Dad. We buried you. We thought you were dead somewhere.
I'm sorry, son.
We looked for you for so long, Dad. And then I found your journal.
I left it in a place I knew it would be discovered. I'd hoped you'd find it. It would give you some answers.
It gave me answers, but far more questions. It basically is what got me here. What happened, Dad? Where did you go?
I know you have a lot of questions, and you should. I'd been after the 13th skull for so many years. I'd come so close. And then I found this place and the Brotherhood. This is the Brotherhood's last stronghold. It holds the last of our secrets.
What secrets?
I found the skull, John. It's real, just like I always knew it would be. They gave me a choice. I could die, or I could join with them in protecting the secrets of the skulls. I'd been searching so long. Nothing else mattered.
Obviously, your family didn't matter. Your choice led to your son's death. Terry died, wanting to follow in your footsteps.
I loved you and your brother more than you will ever know. But this was something I couldn't refuse. After everything I'd seen, everything I'd learned, it wasn't a choice. It was my destiny.
Maybe your destiny can be put to good use. The world needs the 13th skull, Dad.
But you know they will never let you have it.
Don't let Terry's death be in vain. Without the skull, billions will die.
If the skulls have been gathered, and the end of the world has begun, so be it. This is man's destiny.
His destiny rides on your shoulders.
You understand that they cannot ever leave this place now?
Yes, I know. I only ask that I do not have to watch.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to upset you having to watch your last son be killed for your destiny.
You're gonna kill us here, in the pyramid? You have no honor.
Woman, do not speak to me like this. I have spent my life defending the honor of this place.
There is never honor for those who kill Hussein. I'm sorry, old friend. Follow me this way.
No, sir, the squadron's in the air waiting orders.
The magnetic field's 95%, sir.
It's time we get everybody out of here.
Colonel, your bombs aren't going to do what you think they will. Just give them more time.
I'll give them as much time as I can. But after that, I'm under orders.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank me if we all live that long.
John, call my father.
All right. Dad, what are you doing?
This place is my life, John. I have nowhere to go. Let me die here. I don't deserve to live after what I did to the Brotherhood.
What are you talking about? You have a different life now. You've got a granddaughter.
I have a granddaughter?
Yes, Terry's daughter. She's going to be 7.
Really?
Yes. Oh, Dad!
I'm sorry, son.
John. John, we have to go. John, come on. Now.
Dad! Tessa!
John, now.
Sir, the magnetic field's at 100%.
I'm afraid your people are out of time, Mr. Haddon. Alpha Squadron, time to target. Copy that. 8 minutes. We gotta get everyone out to safe minimum distance before detonation.
You heard them. They're on their way.
I've given them as much time as I can, Mr. Haddon. We can't wait any longer. We're finished here.
Yes, sir.
Daddy.
I told you they'd make it.
I'm not recalling the bombers until I'm certain this thing works.
Let's do this before it's too late.
The suit should protect you from the light. Limit your exposure to any ionizing radiation, but I can't make any promises.
And that the storm seems to be coming to an end.
I think we need to get a drink. And when I say we, I mean we.
It's your round, Professor.
All right.
Are you okay, sir?
Call my doctor.
Right away, sir.
Colonel.
Yes.
If you could possibly help me with something.
If I can.
Base. We're ready.
All right. Seal the chamber. It's over.
For now.
One second.
Her father is dead.
Sienna, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I guess I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when.
I understand.
I guess you do. More than anyone else.
CMV has just learned that mysterious billionaire William Haddon has died. It is not known exactly when Mr. Haddon passed, since his representatives say that it was sometime last week. Not since Howard Hughes has there been so much mystery over the death of a billionaire.